Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Mila Baraika. Today I'm looking at a very interesting use of the nun, and I call it an emphatic nun. It comes at the end of verbs and nouns, and it's got a pretty extensive use to it. When you remember that the nun is actually, the paleographic form of the nun is the serpent or snake in the grass, and so there's always excitement when you see it. Oh no, a snake! Oh no, something troublesome or something big. It makes things pop. I consider it somewhat on a par with when you say Hosanna or Hosianna. Those have a nun aleph, but or yeah, just a sound known. This one just simply adds on to the end of things, and we'll take a look at it. In verbs, when you parse the verbs in your apps, they'll call this thing a paragogic nun. And when you look up paragogic, everybody goes, nobody really knows what a paragogic nun does. But when you look at the way it's used, context, and where it's placed, and how it comes out, it emphasizes things. It takes whatever's there and pushes it or pumps it up or builds on it or makes it stronger, makes it larger or something, whatever. So the nun does have an emphatic use to it. So we're going to look at that, and let's get into the study. We'll start with verbs, move on to nouns, and even have some connections with a few things we'll see over in the New Testament. We can learn Hebrew from the New Testament as well. So let's get into, here we are. This is a verbal form of the nun, and I have a couple, I've put arrows wherever I've noticed the emphatic nun. When you're first reading the passage and you get to this and you see this nun and you kind of, oh, it really kind of throws you for a loop, because what is that thing doing? You see this Yashu and then Yishkavu, they work very well all in and of themselves, and then to add something onto the end of it just sort of makes you scratch your head. Well, what is that about? So, but we'll get into why it's there. It's there for a purpose. And here, this is a verb, 1 Samuel 2:22. Eli was very old. He kept hearing all that his sons did to Israel and how they lay with the women who were serving at the entrance to the tent of meeting. Got a couple stars over the verbs that got emphasized. Let's put that. Okay, Yeshaun and then Yishkabun. So. ואלי זקן מאוד ושמע את כל אשר ישעון בניו לכל ישראל ואת אשר ישכבון. Again, another emphatic nun here. את הנשים השובעות פתה אוכל מועד. So this is they were fooling around with the women at the entrance to the temple. So this was a big deal, and the narrator here brings it out via emphatic nuns here at the end of this one, Yashon and Yishkabun. Leah also in one of her names, and we're into what we call here a noun form of the emphatic nun. Leah said, God has given me a good gift. Leah said, this time my husband will honor me because I have borne 6 sons for him, and she named him Zebulun. Okay, Zebulun. We'll see the verb in here, Yishbaleni, because he will honor to me. My husband will honor to me. And so that same Zayin Bet Lamed that we find in this verbal form here translates itself into the noun or the name of Zebulun, that name of that tribe, the member or the beginner, or the main head of this particular tribe. Vatomer Leah Zebadeni, this has given a good gift. Elohim, God has given a good gift to me. Eti, oti. Zebab, great gift. Okay, same. This is the verb here. Zebadeni is given, and this is a gift here. Zebed, tov, a good one. Okay, Zebed tov. Pam, this time. Okay, Pam, this time. Yishbeleini has honored to me. My husband has honored to me. She. Ki, yalad ti, because I've given birth. Lo, to him. Shesha banim, 6 sons. V'tikra, and she named et Shemo, his name, Zebulun. Okay, that's Zebulun with honored, big time, okay? Big honor. Okay, so if we take the verbal root here, see how it fits in the middle of the name right here, and then an emphatic nun on the end of all of that. Even other places that we find here, Zebulun shall dwell at the shore of the sea. He shall become a haven for ships, and his border shall be at Sidon. Zebulun. So again, we have the same emphatic nun we had the previous verse, same name from the previous verse, and Lehof to the edge at the shore. Yamim of the seas, the oceans, plural form here. Yishkon, and this is to live. And it is a singular prefix form of verb, and the nun right here is part of the root. So you can, when you look it up, it'll be shin kaf nun, and so okay, that the root's taken care of, or the nun's taken care of. But also you have to sort of figure that this nun, even though it is part of the root, does have somewhat of an emphatic function, and he will live. He lives. Vehu and him, lehof on the edge of. Harbor, then this one's seashores and this one's harbor, then same word though here, lahof. And oniot of the ships, yarketo, and yarketo and his edge, the border, yarketo. I think it's also used for the side of a body. So yarketo al Sidon, to the towards Sidon. Okay, so you get Sid, which is the hunter, the fisher, actually, same root for Bethsaida, so Shid, and you got the Shidon, okay, the great hunting place, the great fishing place. Okay? Sidon was known in those years for its fishing. And we have a number of other emphatic nuns that actually come in the formation of place names. Okay, so you got Hebron, so here we got Hebron, Rehov, Hamon, Kana, Ad, Sidon, Rabah. And if you take Abar, which is the cross, and then put an emphatic nun on the end of it, you got Abron, the big crossing place. Rehov, that's the wide place. It's still well known. It was dug out. There's a big tell, and it's been dug out. Hamon, okay, this is the hot spot. Ham is the same one as Emmaus, okay. Hamon, the hot spot, hot spring maybe. Anyway, but it's the big hot spot. Hamon. Kana is the very same Canaan as we have maybe in the New Testament. We are heading from south to north here. Okay, so heading up the Jordan Valley and up into the Galilee. Ad Sidon, to Sidon. Rabah. Sidon. This is the large, wide, big Sidon. So Sidon often it'll be presented as a city, Sidon, okay, and then it'll be presented as an area. In other words, that whole would basically be a large part of Lebanon. So Sidon, Rabah, the great Sidon. So it makes sense to have this as an emphatic nun even on the end of this one. Shid is then, like I said, the fisherman's place, Sad, to hunt or to fish. Those who trust in Jehovah are like Mount Zion, which cannot be moved but abides forever. And again, we have an emphatic nun of Sion, okay? So, bot him, those who are trusting, Yehovah and Jehovah, Kahar are like the mountain Sidon, okay, of Shion, sorry, Sion, okay, Sion. Shiach is to shine or to be bright, okay, Shiach, the shiny place, the place that's it's kind of like being out in the desert and you have a rock that's just shining off the sunlight very brightly. So it's a Shion. Also in a sense of power, okay, a fortress thing, okay, so you have Shion. So Mahar, Sion, the shining upper, higher place. Emphatic nun on the end of that particular construction. Lo, Yamot will not be striked, not be moved. Nelam, forever. Yoshev, their inhabitants, so the ones who dwell there. Yoshev, the dwellers of there are not going to be struck or moved. And Deuteronomy 4, verse 26. This is a warning to the people if they are obedient. If they're not obedient, this is what's going to happen to them. Okay, so this is actually kind of uh, makes your hair stand on end type passage here. But we have a couple of very interesting one here. Abad, ki abad, this is to destroy. Tobadun, okay, to destroy it, very big deal. Okay, emphatic nun on the end of abadun, tobadun, and you have an emphatic nun on the end of tish medun, okay, tisha medun. Also have an emphatic nun on the end of that one. So, and you have a sequence of the perishing or destruction, really destroyed, okay, and then you have again here perish, really perished, okay, that kind of sequence. Obed, to take generally like an infinitive, pushing and indicative, okay, so will really, so to destroy, to really destroy, and then adding on to that, you put an emphatic nun on the end of this one and the end of this one. Ha iti, I am calling as a witness, bekol hayom, and to against them in this day, et hashemayim, the heavens, ve'et haaretz, and the earth, ki obed tabadun, will be destroyed utterly, mehar, mahar, quickly, ve'al haaretz, from the land, asher atem, which is towards you, Obarim, which you are crossing. We saw Abed Bresh, Ayin Bet Resh, to cross over, which you are crossing over. Et HaYarden, the Jordan. Shema, there. Le, Rish Shate, to inherit, to possess. Okay, Rish Shate. It, this is a feminine suffix, reference back to, or antecedent of this pronoun is the eretz. Reshate, lo, not te. Archene, you will not live long. You will not live long days. Yamim. Elcha, on it. Ki shamed, because destroyed. Te badun, utterly, all the way, and then an emphatic nun on the end of that one as well. These are both verbs here in the plurals. So the surik is plural, and the nun emphasizes it. And Abadon and death, well, you can take abad. We saw abad as a verb in the previous verse, and here we using it as a noun. Abad means to destroy. Incidentally, it's very easy to confuse ayin bet dalet, which is to observe or to work or to do something, and aleph bet dalet, which is to destroy. So sound the same. One is with an aleph. The destroying one is with the aleph. The working one, or it can even be slavery, is with an ayin. So ayin bet dalet is to serve. Aleph bet dalet is to destroy. So aleph abadon, destroyer. Abadon, yeah, destroy. So that's why I have two translations here. Abadon is the name, and Abadon is the destroyer, would be then the translation of Abadon. So Abadon ve mavet, and death. Amaru, they say, not in fact, not on the end of this one. Ve oz, this is going to be in kamasatuv, close syllable, no accent, so it's going to be in kamasatuv. Ve oz nech nun, in our ears. Sham manun, and we'll hear it, really hear it. Shama, a rumor. Okay, so it's going to be rumors going to roll around. We're going to be hearing it with in our ears. So this is our ears. Nun. Okay, be oshne nu, in our ears. We have also as a place name, Megiddo. Okay, this appears something like 20 sometimes in the Bible. I looked it up, but I forget how many. Not a whole lot of times, but enough times to be significant. And almost always appears just with Megiddo. Okay, Megiddo, Megiddo. Megiddo. Accenting usually is miura. Okay, Megiddo. So Melech Tanakh, Ahad, one. Melech Megiddo, Ahad, one. Melech of Megiddo, one. This is just simply the normal form. You could, when you see it, most of the times you see it in the Bible, this is how you're going to see it. Megiddo, yeah, and it's a well-known place, extensively excavated of all the places of Israel, right there facing the valley, the Jezreel Valley. So it runs in front of it. And this place is so important that the valley, in fact, has taken on the name of the Tell. And it's one of the places where just a tremendous number of battles have taken place historically. And still, the final battle is going to apparently take place there, or is taking place there now with the war that's taking place in the Middle East. Maybe a few rockets are falling there as well. So, Megiddo. And this one here, Megiddon, is the same Megiddo, and this one does have an emphatic note. It's the only one actually. It's found in Zechariah 12, verse 11. On that day, the mourning in Jerusalem will be as great as the mourning for Hadad Rimon in the plain of Megiddon. So Rimon also is emphatic note on the end of that. You can see how this one's built up from Ram. Ram means to be high, same as you have in Avram, okay, Abraham, Avram, something that's high. Ram and Rum, those are high. You even see them as verbs to raise up, to bring into height, okay. So have these place, well, numerous place names here. By Yom Hahu, and then that day, Yegadal, the morning, Mishfad, okay. Yegadal will be great. The morning, Gadal is to, you find it Migdal, and Migdal will be great. Mishped, the morning, Be Yerushalayim in Jerusalem. Ki Mishfad as the morning, same thing as morning here. The same word is actually repeated here. Mishfad, Mishped, and Mishpad. Okay, this one is a acidic, this one is a patah. Okay, keep Mishpad. Hadad. Okay, that's the big place. Hadad, also used as a name for lots of the kings, mainly from Damascus. Okay, Hadad. So, but this means glorious person, or glorious place. Hadad Rimon, high place with the emphatic note on the end here. Be Bikat, and in the Bikat, in the valley, Megiddon, of Megiddon. Now, you can kind of understand why they would use an emphatic note here, because it's the big one. Okay, so if you just have Megiddo, you just have the Tell, but if you got Megiddon, you kind of, the way it's spread out over the valley, that goes, it spreads out north of this particular Tell. So Megiddon. And we're getting to Jonah 1, verse 6. And the reason I have this one here is just for this word, Rav. Rav is the much one, the great one, the master. And I translate then as the master of the knots. It's the captain of the ship, or the master of the knots. In Hebrew thought, if you can handle the hovel, in other words, the knots that hold the ship together, you can handle the ship. In other words, being a captain meant you had to know how to rope the boat together with ropes to hold all the parts together, all the beams and all the sails and all the cargo that's inside had to be tied down, and everything. And the things are bouncing around. You have to be a master of the knots. Rav Hovel. V'yikarav, and he called out Eli to him, Rav Hovel, the captain of the knots. Vayoman, he said to him, Ma lecha, what is happening to you? Nirdam, sleeper. Kum, get up. Kara, call out. Al Elohecha, to your God. Ulai, maybe. Tisha, yit, causative reflexive form here, yit pael here, okay. Yit, aset, maybe he will do. Ha-Elohim, your God, that God. Lanu, to us, velo, no bed. And then abad here is destroyed. And this is a reflexive then of we will not be then destroyed. No bed. Same as Abaddon is the same root here. Al bet dalet, but then was not will. So this is a negative here. Lo, not. No bed, not us to be destroyed. So we have numerous places in the New Testament of the emphatic nun, examples of the emphatic nun right here. And this one here, they had as their king, the angel of the abyss. His name in Hebrew is Abaddon. Okay, we saw this in Job, same word. Okay, Abad, Aleph Bet Dalet, to destroy. Take a O-N on the end, and you have an emphatic nun tied onto the. Apparently, the emphatic nun works over in Greek as well. I haven't really tracked that one down, but Apollyon, okay? Abaddon, Apollyon. Apollo, okay? Apollo is the destroying god. And so they assembled them at the place called in Hebrew Har Machedon, okay? Har is to the mountain of, Har, should be an H on the front here, but in the Revelation, the Greek writing here doesn't include the He on the front. The H just calls it Har, the mountain. Machedon, of Har Machedon. And then here, that is the emphatic nun on the end of this particular Megiddo, okay? The mountain of Megiddo with an emphatic nun on the end. That's where the battle is going to be, the last battle between good and evil. Peter remembered, he said to him, Rabbi. So this is Rav, okay, like a Rav Hoved, we saw over Jonah 1, and Rav Vi, okay? So this is my Rav, okay? This is my master, okay? Rabbi, look, the fig tree you cursed has withered, okay? So this is a normal, all the times you see in the New Testament, this is the normal one. We have a very special use of this rabbi here in John 20, verse 16. Jesus said to her, Mary, okay, this is Mary Magdalene, and she turned around and said to him, Rabboni, okay, which means teacher. So translation, didaskale would be in Greek, but the Semitic language, and some translations try to define it as Aramaic, some translations try to define it as Greek, or as Hebrew. John really doesn't tell you which language it is, just says Rabboni. So we do have the title or the name or what she's calling Jesus here. And you kind of have to, why wouldn't she just say rabbi? But she says Rabboni. Why? Because she has inserted an emphatic nun into this particular title. The suffix pronoun, personal pronoun, my teacher is still there, okay? But she has an extra on in the middle here, and that's an emphatic nun. So it means my real teacher, or my big teacher, or my good teacher, it pumps it up, it adds to it, okay? It's an emphatic nun right there in the middle of rabbi. So Rabboni, okay? Wow, what a thing to be celebrating, and most certainly to find him alive. When she started talking to Jesus at this point, she thought that was the gardener, but then Jesus says a few things and her eyes are open and wow, hey, Rabboni. Surprise, surprise. This is the really powerful, this is the great rabbi. Something we have to take to heart, something we have to also live with. Jesus also is our great rabbi. He's Rabboni. He's the one who knows how to guide us and save us and bring us to salvation, bring us to eternity. He's our Rabboni. She found this out when she found him walking out of the tomb, and we have to discover that as well as we study the scripture and as we see the testimony that's been given forward as to what happened to Rabboni. And so may Jesus be your Rabboni, okay, or my Rabboni, my master, my great and emphatic master, my great emphatic teacher, Rabboni. May Jesus bless you. May he be your Rabboni. God bless.